Over the past several years, one of the big issues in education has been a focus on teacher evaluation. And this is a place where a great idea in social policy is meeting bad science head on. And if we don't correct this issue quite quickly, it'll be to our detriment. The reason why teacher evaluation is a great policy is that we know that the primary outcomes in education are often dictated by the quality of the teacher in the classroom. An effective teacher can get a year-and-a-half growth out of a student. An ineffective teacher will put the student a half year behind on a regular basis. The average income opportunities for someone who has a highly effective teacher on a regular basis is $10,000 a year in comparison to their peers who have ineffective teachers. So we know both at an educational level, at a social policy level, economic level, having quality teachers in the classroom is very important. We know we have to systematically find a way to identify, promote, and replicate great teachers and systematically help those teachers who are ineffective leave the classroom. But just measuring them by the scores of their students is an ineffective social policy because it's formatted on bad science. Just begin with the reliability estimates that we have for how student evaluations really do tell us how well a teacher's done are very poor. It'll be an ineffective way to count 50% of their evaluation on student grades, particularly when very few teachers actually are responsible for the type of educational outcomes that we are using to measure, which is primarily students' performance in math or English. So only very few teachers are actually responsible for those outcomes of the teachers. So even if we identify the math teachers and the English teachers who are performing well and those who are performing poorly, how does that apply to the other teachers, the math teachers, the art teachers, the PE teachers, all of whom are fundamental to a quality education, the history teacher and the language teacher. So one of the things we have to think about is a much more creative and nuanced and locally, contextually based evaluation system where we really ask teachers to develop systematic ways to use data in their classrooms to monitor how students perform and find ways to aggregate that data so we can both identify how well a teacher's doing in a given year in relationship with their principal, and we aggregate that across schools so that families can know how performance are happening in classrooms. And this can take us a while to do this well. So those people who are pushing for us to use scores on high-stakes tests to evaluate teachers need to understand that they're going to have bad outcomes because they're not going to really be able to effectively find a way to measure teachers. Those who are resisting using data to evaluate teachers are also going to find they're going to perpetuate a level of mediocrity within our American classrooms, which we cannot tolerate. So I recommend that both sides find ways to work together systematically to co-create a system that allow us to identify those teachers who are effective in every American classroom and serve kids well, promote them, support them, replicate their performance, and also systematically remove from the classroom those teachers who are not serving our children well.